Hey, what's up, everybody? I'll announce the contest winners for the Davos thing this Sunday for the Q&A thing. And what you're about to see here is a little prequel to Invest in Kids. The reason I never really thought about it, but my mom gave me this CD for Christmas, I think. But thanks, Ma. Hey, Ma. But, I mean, the reason I guess I'm so hyped on investing in kids is because my mom was all hyped on investing in kids. And what you're seeing here, what you're seeing here is the product of investing in a kid. All right, peace. Enjoy the video clip. It's from an old PBS special, so there you go.
Kids who live on safe streets can stay home alone without much risk. But in more and more urban neighborhoods, latchkey kids can be in danger.
Double word score, you get...
Who's shooting at who? I heard a gunshot. They're not usually shooting at anybody.
Well, there was a bunch of teenagers in the alley and they fired off them. Not shooting at anybody in particular, just...
Gunfire has become a familiar sound to single mother Penny Morse and her sons Casey and Elliot. Their Milwaukee neighborhood is near one of America's most racially segregated areas in one of America's most racially segregated cities. Gangs and guns have found their way into Penny's neighborhood and into her family's daily life.
I asked those guys, who shot the gun? I don't know. Somebody shot at us. Hero. I get 7.
The Morse home has been burglarized 3 times within the last year. So far, they've lost a TV, a stereo, and a VCR.
Best not to get too attached to your possessions, right?
Last fall, an armed teenage burglar was in the house while Penny was at work and her kids were on their way home from school. Another time, she was alone in the house asleep. And break-ins are not the only danger.
We had one summer where there's a lot of drug activity around the corner. It became really frustrating to have automatic weapons and shotguns be a frequent sight on the block, to have drug deals going on in the alley behind the garage. My thing is to try to get more things for kids in the neighborhood. There's just a lot of kids that need things to do. We had one kid who, he jumped into our yard and stole a soccer ball and was hanging out with a rough group. But I got him involved in Discovery Kids. And he went to the library a lot with us, and he really turned around. I think kids want positive things to do, but if we don't offer them those things to do, they find other things to do.
And those other things kids find to do can terrify.
I was disobeying Mom because she told me to go to bed, and I was playing Pac-Man on the Atari when I heard this big boom, because it was a thundery night and we just got back from a movie. Then I looked at the wall and I said, "Lightning hit the house!" And then Mom said, "That's not lightning, that's a gun." Then I started getting tears on my face and I started crying. This white spot.
And it was right above his bed.
She came up here and looked in my room and she saw a big hole right here. We put a stick in it to see what angle it came in for the house.
At last you can rest, but fear remains with you, for wherever you go, death lurks.
The Morse family can't afford to move out of their neighborhood, but even if they could, they intend to stay.
It's good for us to experience living here. Because if we were all away from it, and then if we came, we probably wouldn't know what to do. If something like that happened, we'd probably go hysterical.
I think most parents just don't have all of the resources to get their kids involved in the different things, which is why I'm trying to get soccer at the park in the neighborhood. Kids could walk to it. I think things like that make people want to stay in the neighborhood, and like I said, there's more good people in the neighborhood than bad people. It depends on what you want to look at. Is the cup half empty or half full?
Weekday mornings, the family eats breakfast together before going their separate ways. Morse is a high school teacher and usually gets home about the same time that Casey and Elliot do. The boys are latchkey kids, but only for a short time in the afternoon.
See you later, Elliot. Don't forget your shoes today. Elliot?
In my backpack.
You got them in your backpack? Good.
But Morse does have a 40-minute commute each morning, which means she has to leave a half hour before the boys leave for school.
Maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, Leonardo. They aren't exactly on our side. Even so, they are mutants, just like us.
Turn off those lights.
The boys must turn on the motion detector and the alarm system and get to the bus stop on time. They lock the house, then head down the same alley where the gunshot was fired last night. But Morse has taught her boys how to think on their feet and stay safe.
I think they're mature enough and know what to do when situations come up that require planning ahead to know what to do. You just can't worry about things that are out of your control. He's got to get up over here somewhere, too.
Kids who are out of control are Penny Morse's profession. She teaches high school equivalency classes at Ethan Allen Boys School outside Milwaukee. Ethan Allen is a prison as well as a school. It's the last stop for kids who have committed serious crimes. Crimes like rape, robbery, and even murder. Ethan Allen Education Director Richard Wins.
To get here, a kid has usually a court involvement going back to when he was 8 or 9 years old, and it extends all the way up till now.
2/3 of these kids are poor, black, and undereducated. They're kids who came without a future. Kids who came from Penny's part of town.
It's the break of the community, the transience that goes on in a family, the lack of structure within a family. I can say that's the parents' fault. I can also say it's white America's fault in terms of racism that's out there. You can say that it's a failure of democracy, and maybe we should look better at medical care for kids. These kids are babies who grow up eating lead. A lot of them. They live in the poorest houses, and an awful lot of them. I am really afraid of what's happening now. I really see us into a cycle because of the lack of attention given to kids that's going to come and haunt us all.